Greetings and welcome to the wild Derbyshire Dales. Lovely scenery, and this is the place I've picked to do a video review of my car. Here it is. So the Skoda Octavia. It's the SEL spec. It's 2017. DSG gearbox. We'll go through it in a minute. I'm just doing this review off a very brief crap script I've got here and trying to do it all in one take without making a complete mess of it, and hopefully without any walkers coming past thinking, who is this idiot talking to himself. So I'll just do a quick walk around the car. I forget what shade of grey this is supposed to be called, one of the 50 no doubt. See what I did there. So, first thing on the list I've got to talk about, purchased the car January 2020, purchased from Rainworth Skoda at near Mansfield in Nottinghamshire. I've had it for nearly 2 years now. It had a major service this year because apparently it's due one at 4 years, and this year when it was MOT'd, I also had two front new shock absorbers put on because they were going to come up as an advisory. People make a big deal of Skoda and the brand name. They're not what they used to be, obviously, since Volkswagen took them over. If you're into brand snobbery, to prove that I'm not, I used to own an Audi A3. I changed that for a VW Polo, and now I've got this. So I've gone down the brand snobbery ladder, if you like, which says to me, you know, having a lot of car for my money is more important to me. I was influenced in getting a Skoda by my father-in-law, or I should say pending father-in-law, who has a Skoda Karoq 1.5 TSI. Now I'm just going to pause the video briefly because inevitable interference from a cyclist. Just bear with me a second and we'll resume shortly. Okay, we've resumed. The cyclist has gone off up the hill there. So, next thing to talk about is the shape of the car. It's caused a bit of controversy when they gave the facelift. I personally think it looks fantastic. I mean, yeah, fantastic's relative word. It's no Aston Martin, obviously, but I think it looks great. Really do. I think it looks better than the pre-facelift version, and I'm not just saying that because I've got this one. I also think it looks more distinctive, at least, than the new shape Octavia, which has just been released. That may be due in part to got roof rails on this one, which I think just make an estate look a little bit better. So looks wise, yeah, happy with that. This one has got the LED headlights and running lights. If I come round the front, you can see the LED running lights are across the bottom. I think on the lowest spec models have a halogen running light just here, and then slightly higher spec have an LED running light just here, but I think this is indicative of having LED headlights, which I'm just going to switch on. They are automatic headlights, but I just thought I'd manually override them. So the video shows up the LED running lights as flickering as I'm filming it, which is a bit weird, but anyway. Very, very bright headlights. I'll talk more about those in a bit. I'll just switch the lights back off. Oh yeah, as well as that, actually, the something I forgot to mention, the lights at the rear here are LED as well now on this particular shape model. The wheels 17-inch, and the tyres, actually they came with Dunlop Sport Max when I purchased it. They were getting a bit low on tread, so they weren't really very good at all. So I purchased these Goodyear Vector 4 Season Gen 2, which have been absolutely fantastic all year round. You know, snow, I've actually got some videos on my YouTube channel, you can have a look at those for the snow. Been very impressed with those, to be honest. And the rain as well. Heavy rain, absolutely no problem for this car. The wing mirrors, yeah, that was the next thing I was going to mention. These wing mirrors, really big, yeah, plenty of view. They are power folding mirrors as well, which is quite handy in tight spots. The only criticism I've got is the noise they make. Sometimes it's completely random. Usually in the winter, if it's been a frosty day, they'll whistle at higher speeds. And it can be that side or that side, completely random. There's no sort of pattern to it at all. And I think that's must be to do with moisture in there somewhere. It's just got trapped in and it's just whistling as you drive along. But it's, you know, it's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Some of the key exterior spec with the SEL model is headlight washer jets here. I think first spray when you've got your headlights on, it washes the light cover things, whatever you want to call them, and I think every 5th spray it will also wash them. It's just starting to rain. Wonderful weather here in the Dales. This spec has privacy glass as well, which I think makes it look quite smart. And I've actually had a ceramic coating put on this car by a guy who I've known for years who does mobile valeting, carers valeting in the East Midlands. If you want to look him up, he does a fabulous job. The car's actually due a wash, I'll be honest with you, but the ceramic coating does make it easier. I'll just have a quick look in the boot. One of the Octavia's main selling points is the huge boot. And on the SEL, it's 2 level. So you've got storage underneath, or if you want extra boot capacity, you can simply drop that down a level. I'm not going to demo it now because in order to drop it down, I'd have to take all that crap out. Skoda put like a handy torch there, which you can see there, and there's handy boot hooks here for your shopping. 12-volt socket there, and there's like a ski hatch thing, whatever you want to call it there. Handle conveniently located to close the boot. The boot is actually not as large, apparently, not by much, as the Peugeot 308. Oh, incoming cyclist again, I'm just going to pause. Back with you again. It's raining quite sharp now, so hopefully we'll go on to the interior in a minute. Yeah, it's not quite as big a boot as the Peugeot 308 Estate. However, the 308 sacrifices rear legroom in order to get that big boot. Look in the Skoda here, look at the amount of legroom in here. And that's my driving position, I'm 6 feet tall. Vents there for the aircon. It's part leather Alcantara in here, which I'll talk about more in a minute. Getting out of the rain. That's better. So yeah, we've got part leather Alcantara, which is a really nice material, very comfortable on long journeys. The driver's seat has got lumbar support as well. I just think the interior generally in here with the dark wood is very classy. You've got the sat nav built in on this one as well. He says, yeah. Oh, you've got Google Android Auto thing with the cable there, or Apple CarPlay, whichever you prefer. DSG gearbox in this. I've said recently on a Skoda forum on Facebook that I've been converted to auto now and I wouldn't go back. I maintain that. I've had manuals for years, but I'd never go back now. This is a superb gearbox, 7-speed. And then it's got your driving modes as well, which I think is, you have driving modes on the manual anyway. But I'm really impressed with how smooth it is, how quick it is off the mark if you need to press on a little bit. Just all around takes the stress out of driving for me. And you have got manual option anyway, so if I was to put it into drive now, I can knock the stick over and give manual control if I want to. One of the bugbears I found with this, whoever had this car from new would have had the opportunity to add the winter pack as an optional extra, which would have included the heated windscreen and heated seats, and they didn't take that opportunity. I've had heated windscreens before, I know how good they are, and when you've got this kind of material, this leather Alcantara, they are cold in the winter, so a heated seat would be preferable. I've got around that problem by buying just a cheap 12-volt plug-in seat cover. It's a piece of cake to fit. I think I bought it from Argos. I just pop it over the seat. It's not obstructive, it doesn't cause any comfort problems, and it just plugs in here, flick the switch, and you've got a heated seat. Yeah, it's not great to look at compared to having a proper heated seat, but it does the job for me. Auto dimming rear view mirror, that's my dash cam just the other side of it there. That's quite handy. Performance wise, this is a 1.4 TSI 150 brake horsepower, and frankly it feels like it's got a lot more than that. Whether that's partly the DSG gearbox, I'm not sure, but it is very quick off the line in drive. It bogs down a bit in sport off the line, I'm not sure why, but it's plenty quick enough off the line. Going up a hill, slack hill towards Matlock, absolutely no problems at all. You don't feel like you're running out of power. Yeah, you have to rev it a bit, but then it's a petrol engine. It's not going to have the low down grunt of a diesel, but you've got that smooth, refined engine compared to the diesel rattle. Economy wise, typically 40 something miles to the gallon. I do a mixed driving, mostly town centres at rush hour, a little bit of open country roads with living out in the Dales. So 40 odd's not bad really. Take it on a good run up to Lake District, I had high 50s to the gallon. In terms of miles out of a full tank, typically I get about 380, and then it'll say 20 miles left till empty, so I'll usually top it up then. I tried using economy mode on the gearbox, that's quite handy. Sorry, on the drive mode, put it in economy, and when you come off the accelerator it puts it into neutral and coasts along, and everything's set for economy, so your throttle response is backed off a little bit, your steering's obviously quite relaxed, but you can get individual mode as well, so you can have like economy mode on the accelerator if you like, and it will go into the coasting mode, but it will have sports mode steering, so you can customize it a little bit, which is quite handy if you're on country roads. In that I got 415 miles out of a full tank with an indicated 20 miles left till empty, so 435 potential, and again that's mixed driving, going in rush hour traffic, going across country roads. Problem wise with this car, there was a bit of an irritating creak coming from the front driver's side suspension. That was partially resolved when I got the new shocks fitted. It is still there over more extreme bumps, but it's not something that you'd want to keep taking back to the garage. You know, it's something, you know, probably a lot of cars will have sometimes over more severe bumps, so it's nothing really to worry about. I've been getting random error codes flash up on there occasionally, which is a bit weird. Brief like flash up just for like a few seconds, took it back to the garage where I had it serviced, which is Manda's in Ripley. They're a VW group specialist, and they cleared the codes off. I did have one more flash up the other day, sorry, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, but I've not had anything since, so fingers crossed it's kind of resolved itself. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I've missed really. I mean, storage space plenty, you've got huge door pockets, you've got a glove box in there, which is plenty, and it's an air conditioned glove box as well, which is quite good if you want to put, I don't know, chocolate bar or cold drink in there. Sunglasses holder there, although my sunglasses seem to be a bit too big to fit in there, but never mind. Vanity mirrors, I think, on both sides, yeah. As I said, it's got automatic headlights, front fog lights, heated wing mirrors, power folding mirrors, all round electric windows. I've actually opted for rubber mats in this car. I just like them, they're easier to keep clean, especially during the winter months. Just useful storage spaces really. It's got cruise control. It's not radar guided or anything, but it's enough, and to be honest 90% of the time it doesn't get used anyway, because I'm not on the sort of roads where I'd get benefit from it. It's got the front radar accident avoidance thing, just in case somebody leaps out in front of you or car pulls out in front of you, whatever. I think that's about it really. All in all, very impressed with the car. The estate for me looks better than the saloon, but that's just personal preference. I needed a bigger car anyway. Having met the other half, I had a Polo before which I wanted to change. And it's also got a rear armrest there with, I think, some cup holders in, so that's quite handy for anybody in the back. So I think that's it really. If you have got any burning questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section. There's some dashcam footage, as I say, on my channel of me driving the car in the snow. So yeah, feel free to check that out. Until next time, goodbye.